And Clark. I mean, that's clearly...
When it comes to rivalries, few have burned brighter or louder than Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
Iowa on the brink.
From college showdowns to WNBA rematches, every time Caitlin Clark faces Angel Reese, sparks fly. But when the noise fades, one thing becomes clear. Clark keeps shutting her down again and again.
And look out, Caitlin Clark.
And here's where it all began, the night Caitlin Clark got her first real taste of the WNBA's physical side. The Chicago Sky rolled in with a clear plan, rough her up, rattle her, and prove that college glory means nothing in the pros. Angel Reese, alongside Kennedy Carter and Cardoso, was ready to deliver, but what they didn't expect was that Clark would send one right back, louder. Right from the tip, you could feel it. Chicago didn't just want to win, they wanted to bully. Kennedy Carter pressed up on Clark full court, hand-checking, jawing, and trying to get under her skin, and Angel Reese. She played that role of enforcer, backing up every shove with a smirk. But the moment Clark touched the ball, everything flipped. Deep threes, effortless. Cross-court dimes, slicing through defenders like lasers. Within minutes, she'd taken control of the game's rhythm, silencing the crowd that came to see her fail. By the end of the first quarter, Chicago looked more frustrated than focused. You could see it, Carter's eyes rolling, Angel Reese barking instructions, but nobody moving in sync. Indiana, though, they were flowing. Clark wasn't forcing shots. She was orchestrating chaos in the best way possible. Then came the turning point. Chicago started doubling her in the third quarter. That's when things got ugly. Dana Evans went for a hard body bump that sent Clark spinning. Cardoso followed it up by hacking her mid-drive, sending her to the floor. Clark stayed down for a second, the crowd gasping, then popped right back up with that look. You know the one, the "you just made a mistake" look. After a short bench rest, she came back out firing, and then it happened. Kennedy Carter, still steaming, threw a reckless pass right into Clark's hands. Caitlin snatched it, turned to push the break, and Carter shoved her from behind. No whistle, nothing, just silence. Angel Reese? She clapped and laughed from the bench, almost celebrating it. And that's when fans, even neutral ones, started to turn. Clark didn't retaliate. She didn't jaw back. She just went back to work. Next possession, a step back three from way beyond the arc, pure. Then a full court dime to Boston for an and one. You could feel the shift. The Sky tried to make it personal, and Clark made it painful for them. By the final buzzer, she dropped a career-high 29 points, 6 threes, and 12 assists. And all that while being fouled, shoved, and mocked. Angel Reese ended the night with a single-digit performance, visibly frustrated while Clark walked off calm and smiling. The aftermath, the entire league lit up. Analysts debated whether the physical play was crossing the line. Was it welcome to the WNBA, or was it something more targeted? Fans flooded social media with slow-mo replays of the shove, Reese's reaction, and Clark's quiet revenge. But here's the thing, every great rivalry needs a spark, and this was it. From that moment, the message was clear. You can knock Caitlin Clark down, but you can't knock her out. She's gonna get back up, hit a three in your face, and make you remember it. And that's exactly what she did that night.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Just when you thought Chicago had learned their lesson, it came back even more determined. Round 2, same rivals, same tension, but a new plan to stop Caitlin Clark. From the opening tip, the Sky made it obvious. They weren't just playing defense, they were going hunting. Double teams, hip checks, full court pressure, anything to throw Clark off her rhythm. But you can't outsmart a player who sees everything before it happens. The Sky threw bodies at her, trying to trap her near half court. Caitlin didn't panic. Instead, she dissected their rotations like a surgeon, isolating defenders, especially Aaliyah Smith, forcing switches and pulling them into mismatches. Angel Reese and Lindsay Allen built an early 8 to 12 point lead, feeding off transition buckets and aggressive rebounding. Chicago's bench was up, clapping and yelling. They thought this was finally their night. But if you've watched Clark long enough, you know. Leads don't last when she's on the floor. Indiana made a crucial adjustment. They subbed in Tammy Fagbin Lee, and suddenly the game flipped. Fagbinley locked in on Angel Reese, bodying her up, denying easy looks, and boxing out with purpose. The moment Reese lost that comfort inside, Chicago's offense started to crumble. Clark, meanwhile, began cooking. Her connection with Boston came alive. That high-low action, the no-look passes, the bounce dimes through traffic. It was poetry in motion. By the end of the first quarter, that big Chicago lead was gone. Clark had already racked up assists and a couple of deep threes that sent the Fever crowd into a frenzy. The Sky's plan to rattle her had done the opposite. It woke her up. In the second quarter, Caitlin flipped the switch completely. She drilled threes like it was a personal challenge. Off screens, step backs, every shot landing with a quiet message. You can't guard me. Kelsey Mitchell caught fire too, thanks to Clark's perfect timing. Angel Reese grew frustrated. Fagbinley stayed glued to her, making every post-up a battle. Fever defense held strong, and Clark controlled it all. By the fourth quarter, Fever led 87-71. Clark stayed locked in, draining her 6-3, finishing with 31 points and 12 assists. While Reese faded, Clark didn't celebrate, he just calmly walked to the bench. When the buzzer hit, it was clear. Chicago tried to break her. Clark broke them again.
Her jumper is good.
By the time their third meeting rolled around, the tension between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was personal. Every headline, every highlight reel, every social media clip had fed into the fire. Chicago came in like a team on a mission, switching defenders, changing matchups, and throwing everything they had at Clark. But this was a different Caitlin, smarter, sharper, completely unfazed. From the jump, she made a statement. First possession, she blew past Marina Mabre, a quick crossover, straight to the rim, easy layup. The message was clear. No matter who guarded her, it wasn't enough. Then came Kennedy Carter, the same player who'd shoved her earlier in the season. The tension was palpable. Carter became aggressive on defense, but Clark stayed calm, drawing early fouls and patiently picking the Sky apart. One perfect pocket pass to Aaliyah Boston, then another to Kelsey Mitchell. Effortless, surgical basketball. Meanwhile, Angel Reese struggled, missed open looks, bricked free throws, and frustration was building. Clark kept her head down, letting her game do the talking. When Chicago doubled her, she adjusted instantly, using screens, stepping back, and draining deep threes that left defenders frozen. Every time the Sky tried to force chaos, Clark found calm. She read double teams before they formed, moving the ball faster than Chicago could react. On defense, she stripped Mabre on one drive and intercepted a Carter pass on the next, proving she was more than just a shooter. Chicago started shoving and bumping, but Clark didn't flinch. She used teammates like chess pieces, weaving through screens, zipping the ball around, and finding angles even under triple teams. Angel Reese spiraled, missed rebounds, rushed plays, and frustration fouls. In one sequence, Reese collided midair with Clark, who popped back up stone-faced. Next possession, step back three, nothing but net. Clark pushed the pace, orchestrated every play, and controlled the floor. When the buzzer sounded, Clark was calm and dominant. Reese was defeated. This rivalry was about thinking faster, and Caitlin Clark was already miles ahead.
Step back. She's comfortable already.
The second season begins with all eyes glued to one matchup, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. The tension is thick, the crowd electric, and both stars know what's at stake. From the opening tip, Clark sets the tone. She welcomes the contact, draws fouls, and calmly knocks down free throws, reminding everyone she's not just finesse, she's fearless. Angel Reese starts strong with a couple of early buckets, trying to establish dominance inside. But Aaliyah Boston quickly shuts that door with a massive block that rattles Reese's confidence. Moments later, Caitlin dribbles past half court and launches her signature logo three, nothing but net. The crowd erupts, and Angel tries to respond with a three of her own, only for it to clang off the rim. The difference in precision couldn't be clearer. Clark almost nails another deep bomb the next possession, barely missing but keeping Chicago's defense panicked. She switches gears, not forcing shots, but reading the floor perfectly.
Caitlin Clark did not back down when the Atlanta Dream got chippy with her. Especially Ryan Howard was trying to get on Caitlin her nerves, but she kept cooking her.
Her court vision takes over as she starts firing laser passes to open teammates, though a few can't quite finish early on. Finally, Lexi Hull connects off a perfectly timed dime from Clark, sparking Indiana's rhythm. Angel answers with a rare three-pointer that drops, but Caitlin and Boston's chemistry soon overwhelms the Sky. Reese grows frustrated as Boston dominates the paint, and in one rebound battle, Angel shoves Boston right in the face. No whistle. The arena boos loudly. Caitlin doesn't react emotionally. She lets her game talk. On the next trip, she threads a slick pass through traffic to Boston, who drains the jumper. As halftime approaches, Caitlin fakes right, steps back beyond the arc, and drains a buzzer-beating 3. Ice in her veins, fever. No up by 13. No matter how many times Angel Reese tries to knock her down, Caitlin Clark keeps rising, sharper, smarter, and more dominant each game. What began as a rivalry has become a one-sided legacy. The numbers, the wins, and the records all say the same thing. Caitlin Clark owns this matchup. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic WNBA highlights and updates.